John Fedro with mobilehomeinvesting.net. In this video, I want to walk you through a couple mobile homes. Well, mainly just one mobile home. We're going to go inside a mobile home and underneath the mobile home. Most importantly, or not most importantly, but this mobile home right here. I got tipped off to this mobile home and actually 5 others. There's one here, there's another one, and there's 2 other behind with 5 parcels of land. An investor called me. It's good to be friends with other real estate investors because they know that, you know, you and me and other people, we buy mobile homes. Not everybody does, but this mobile home is probably the nicest or the second nicest of the 5. By the way, if you see a chimney stack like this on the outside of a mobile home, it's because there's a chimney on the inside most likely, or there was. This is that pressed T111 siding, and all the way at the bottom, pretty much around the whole perimeter of the mobile home, it's rotting. And we'll take a look at that. We'll go underneath the mobile home here in just a little bit, and we'll talk about that. Let's walk around the outside first with this mobile home and see just kind of what we have. The back here doesn't look the greatest. If you move this to a mobile home park, the manager might want the siding either redone, put new T111 siding on, or new vinyl siding to go right over this, and seal this all up. It'll look 20 years newer. But this is just rotted. There's a piece right here. Oh, I can just peel it right away. Yeah, it's just that press board. And then right behind there is just the inside of the mobile home, maybe a little bit of insulation. These mobile homes have to be moved because the gentleman that purchased this land does not want the homes there. Here's the water heater. That does not look that bad. Electric water heater. Some water heaters are gas or propane. Some water heaters are electric. This whole home is electric, which is ideal. Gas and propane are certainly ideal as well in some climates. There's a whole nother cost associated with the adding the gas and pressure testing the lines and making sure everything works. So we're going to go underneath this mobile home, but I just wanted to show you the insulation that's falling down and that black vapor barrier. At least right here it's intact. We're going to go around the other side where it's just completely missing. But again, underneath the windows, very common for there to be weakness. But again, the whole, all this perimeter. Now the AC, this looks really good. This hasn't been stolen yet. It's kind of hidden off, I guess, off the road enough. And it looks good. The copper in there, looks like it's still there. People steal that for the copper. So the home does have to be moved. You would want to get a mover out here before you actually moved anything to make sure this home was road worthy. And I normally don't say that, but this home has its share of outside problems. I would say that the outside looks probably a little bit worse than the inside. I may take that back, but the tongue is on the ground, which is not ideal, but this home is on a slope. The front, there's only a little bit of a gap right here. It'd be terrible to have to slide underneath there. But as you can see, it really opens up. And you can crawl underneath. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead, before we go inside of the mobile home, let's just go underneath and see what we can find, and see kind of all the mobile home videos I do, don't have too many of me going underneath, oh God, a mobile home. And as soon as I see if I can turn the video around here. All right, so underneath the mobile home now, bring wasp spray with you. I have been seeing more and more wasps lately on various appointments. Now these ones are dead, or I'd have already screamed in your ear. But as you can see, underneath the mobile home, there is no vapor barrier anywhere, which actually, that is really good. The reason I wanted to make a video here of this mobile home and to redo the underbelly of a mobile home, add insulation, add a vapor barrier, you're looking at $2 grand or $3 grand. But the reason I wanted to film this one is because it's gone. It gives you a really good idea of how simple these mobile homes are. 2x6s, and then the floor, which is right here. I mean, this is the floor. Where we would walk on the other side of this, that's the vinyl or the linoleum or whatever's there. And then you have a little, usually insulation right here where my foot's floating. And then right here, stapled where the insulation you can see used to be, is nothing. And air's getting in there. Right here, I imagine that's the is that the furnace? Or that must be where the washer, the dryer vent, right there. Well, interesting. Maybe the dryer vent, it was warm, and that's where the bees put their nest. And now that it's too cold, the bees don't want to be here. You have the ductwork going all along the entire length of the mobile home. It's on cinder blocks underneath. Now the axles are floating. You see those axles right there. A mobile home has, well, there's 4 axles right there. I don't know if you can see all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 5 of them, but there's no tires on them. That's normal. As you're looking at mobile homes, if you're planning on moving them or if you're going to be wholesaling them, you want to know go ahead and look underneath the home. What does it look like underneath? What's there? What's not there? Are you going to be responsible for removing any junk? This home doesn't have any junk underneath. And also, are the axles there? Do they have to be replaced? Are the tires there? This one doesn't have any tires. Sometimes the tires are present. They look great. That's pretty rare. Usually they look really bad and deflated and like you would not want to go on the road. This one doesn't have any tires. They're just some rusted axles, which are still perfectly acceptable. Here's another outside of the mobile home video tour with John Fedro and the wholesaling.net. Let's take a look at the outside of this mobile home and see what we can learn. We have some crank jealousy windows, a nice looking modern air system. Now this is the outside unit, which is just the AC part, just a condenser for the AC part. It does not have the heat in here. If you see a rectangle type of unit, that does have the heat in there most likely, but this one is just for the AC, meaning that the AC to this home probably may be working on the outside, but that's a big maybe. But you know, that nice AC kind of gives us hope that okay, maybe the AC works. The outside of the mobile home, it's older, it's aluminum, doesn't look that bad. You got the water heater door right here, and this shape where it goes up right here, it's got to be from the 70s in my opinion. Let's see if it's a rounded roof. Let's see if it's a rounded roof on the back. If it's a rounded roof, it is before 82. So yeah, it's that rounded roof. It's not pitched. It doesn't come to a point. It's clearly round. But underneath those cinder blocks, I mean, I don't know when this home was moved on, but those cinder blocks look, you know, pretty darn new. You know, just like they normally would. Now it is on these concrete footers, which is nice. It's not actually sitting on the dirt itself, which has really helped the mobile home from not sinking. Look at that. That looks like the hull to a airplane, like an old airplane. Oh my gosh. So underneath the mobile home though, it looks really decent. Look at that. On another mobile home that I did, there was no barrier underneath here. Now this, now let's see what we got underneath here. Let's see if we can. Okay, so that's the little, okay, so we have, I can bring my flashlight with me, but that right there, that is the insulation. This is keeping, oh yeah, and there's insulation up there I can feel. Oh, that's so nice. So you have this barrier here. This mobile home on the underneath is substantially better than that other mobile home. Look at that. For this home being much older, the underneath is just so well insulated. And you have this, which is this pressed particle board, but that's keeping the air out, that's keeping animals out. Okay, this isn't the original video. This is a third video at a different mobile home that we're looking at. I want to show you a really sketchy situation. So normally on most mobile homes, there are cinder blocks, but these type of piers right here are also a way for mobile homes to be held up. They're very common, and you'll see them around the country. However, you'll notice there's 2 right here, and they're kind of put on really in a bad way. There's like 2 that are on top of each other. There's 1 right there. And then you'll notice there's nothing holding the home up all the way down until you get to the tires. There's a number of tires, and then right before there's a couple piers you can see. But then there's nothing in between. There's this whole area where there's nothing supporting the mobile home. So this is definitely going to have to be, if not re-leveled, then secured. I mean, the home is on its tires. Let's actually go up into the front and see what we see, because this is ridiculous. This home, it's incredible. This is definitely not up to code. I don't see any straps. This home is not, oh, let's see if there's straps down here. Okay, what do we have? Okay, so here's one of those piers right here. You can screw right here to make it go higher and lower. All right. And then you look down here, I see one right there. I don't see any more. There's a couple, there's two, there's one, there's two, and then there's no straps. This home is not strapped down. That is incredible. I haven't seen many homes that aren't strapped down, but this is definitely one of them. So, yeah, make sure that you look underneath mobile homes when you go check them out. Right here you have a 3-inch waste pipe, that black waste pipe connecting to the white one right there. You have these PEX lines, another PVC, the white and the red. And what's this one? So there are various lines here. Sorry about the wobbling. I don't know what this one is though. Now they should not be hanging down. I mean, when this home is moved, they'll have to be strapped up, and you know, you can think, okay, the plumbing alone, to make sure that the plumbing is tight on this property, to replumb an entire single wide, you're looking at $1,500. I don't think it has to be replumbed, but it certainly has to be tightened up to make sure that there's no leaks. You have some partial insulation. Why is it just insulated on those little pieces? Or maybe everything was insulated. There's some more insulation. It's like that pool noodle wrapped up, and that's the only pieces left. Here's some tape on this duct. Anyone know what that is? That's duct tape. This video is so educational. Ooh, let's go around to see what that big white tube is, that 3-incher, that white one coming off of the home and just going onto the ground. Then you have this other tube right up here, taking this line all the way on the ground. Because it's lying on the ground, it definitely makes me think that it's electrical, and it is. It's going right to this electric meter on the outside of the mobile home, underneath the mobile home, and then up to the breaker box. Right there is where that breaker box is. That was expensive. This line inside of this gray pipe here, that's expensive. It would have been way cheaper if they put this power pole, which is right here, on the other side of the mobile home, or if they put the mobile home on the other side of this power pole. But because they ran the electric all the way down, and they had to do that, but every foot of that cable, depending on what gauge that is, that can be super, super expensive. And then, yeah, coming right up into here, and then that's where the breaker box is going to be inside of the mobile home. And where was that? Where was that tube? Okay, right here. So here you go. So this looks like it's the waste pipe. Okay, this is gravity fed. It's just bringing all the waste of the mobile home. It collects, it meets right up here in this 3-inch pipe and just drains down into the ground. Which I imagine there's kind of either a septic tank right here. Yeah, we're in the country too far. I don't think there'd be a sewer line. So there's a septic tank right around here. All these anchors still seem very tight. Here's another angle of those axles. I don't know what that spring is called, but that's the spring of the axle, and there's the whole axle going all the way down. That cylinder, that's where the tire bolts onto. You have one axle, you have 2 axles, you have 3, 4. I don't think. Why is there so many of them? This home is really large, but you just have 5 axles all the way down here towards the end of the home. Maybe 2/3 of the way down starting, and then all the way starting from this axle all the way down. I don't see any more axles. So it's just hooked up to the truck over here. Yeah, and then no more tires until just the very end. How interesting. So rolling down the road, yeah, everything's balanced right there. All the weight is right there on all those wheels and tires. And then you would just have the truck up here pulling the mobile home down the road. Here's a better shot of the roof. This side's not in bad shape. For being over as many trees, got some buildup of some debris right there. Not sure what that is. Okay, let's go inside this mobile home.